Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam.
Today's session is focusing on one of the various short-term decision-making situations, that is acceptance or rejection of special or export offers. Friends, we are getting regular orders from our routine customers. Today we are going to discuss on special offer or export offers, that is over and above our regular order. So let us have a first distinction between regular orders and special orders. Friends, special or export or one time we may say non-recurring orders, they are different from our regular or we can say recurring orders. As a result, such orders should be evaluated on the basis of relevant cost to that particular special order situation, as well as the goals of business should be taken into account together. Friends, I used the word relevant cost. Relevant cost means variable cost is here relevant cost and fixed cost is irrelevant. Why fixed cost is irrelevant? Because fixed cost is recovered by the existing total contribution of the business. To arrive at the decision whether to accept or reject such special or export order, it is required to apply incremental or differential cost analysis. Variable cost would be considered as incremental cost. So incremental cost is nothing but variable cost, which would be compared to the offer price to determine incremental profit or loss from the special offers. So thus, this session will give insight whether to accept or reject special or export order with a view to maximize the existing profit of the business unit. Let us have a discussion in detail. When a business unit is not operating at 100% of its capacity and special or export or one time, we may say non-recurring orders are received, the problem of their acceptance or rejection will arise. Generally, to arrive at the decision whether to accept or reject such special or export orders, they should be evaluated on the basis of cost relevant to the special order situation. I told you cost relevant means variable cost or sometimes a special cost. Special cost means what? Sometimes we receive offer from foreign countries. So we are supposed to incur expenditure on special kind of packaging. So that will be our special cost. So variable cost as well as special cost will be considered as relevant cost, while fixed cost is considered as irrelevant cost for such a situation. It is also required to apply incremental or differential cost profit analysis in such a situation. Let us first discuss incremental profit analysis technique for decision making in such a situation. In incremental profit analysis, we are supposed to compare variable cost with the offer price. Variable cost means incremental cost we told earlier, and offer means price which is offered by the dealer. So difference between these two will be our incremental profit, and the difference will be helpful to us in decision making. Now how decision will be taken? Acceptance and rejection. For decision making, when to accept such order. So if quoted price of this special or export order is more than the variable or incremental cost, we will accept such order, because incremental profit is nothing but contribution made by special or export order, which is in addition to the existing business profit. Now when to reject such offer? If quoted price of special or export order is less than our variable or incremental cost, such order should be rejected, because incremental loss results into reduction in our existing business profit. Let us understand this situation with the help of an example. We have an example before us. D Limited is operating only at 70%, 70,000 units of its capacity. So, at present the company is utilizing its 70% of capacity and it produces 70,000 units. So, there is still scope of 30,000 units more. So, as per the demand, company is working at 70% of its capacity. The cost data of the company is given to us. Direct material is rupees 3 per unit, direct labor is rupees 2 per unit, production overheads, out of which 60% is fixed. We are having rupees 5 per unit as total production overheads. So, 60% of this means rupees 3 is fixed production overheads and rupees 2 is variable production overheads. Selling and administrative cost is rupees 1 per unit and it is totally variable. So, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4. First 4 are nothing but cost data. If we make the total of this, so 3 plus 2, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 1, 11 is the total cost of product right now and it is sold at rupees 12 per unit in the market. So, this is the existing situation. Suppose the company receives a special order of 30,000 units. At present, company is working at 70% level and 70,000 units are being manufactured. So, company can accept this order, company can manufacture this order of 30,000 units, but the price offered is rupees 10 per unit. Now, you are required to suggest the company whether to accept this order or not. Let us have a solution of it. Apparently, special order should be rejected because the cost of product is 11. As we have gone through the cost data, the cost of product is 11 and the quoted price is rupees 10 only. So, there would be a loss of rupee 1. So, it should not be accepted. However, to arrive at the decision whether to accept or reject such special or export orders, such order should be evaluated on the basis of cost relevant to the special order situation, not on the basis of total cost. Friends, cost relevance means variable cost only, not fixed cost, because fixed cost is irrelevant while applying the incremental cost profit analysis. So, let us apply incremental profit analysis. Here, direct material is rupees 3, direct labor is rupees 2 and variable cost we will take into account because variable cost is relevant, fixed cost is ignored because fixed cost is irrelevant for such a situation, and selling and administrative cost is rupees 1 per unit. So, in this way we have taken into account only the variable cost, fixed cost is irrelevant, so it has been ignored, and the total variable cost, which is also known as incremental cost, is rupees 8. Now, it is justifiable to compare it with the offer price, and offer price is rupees 10. So, there is incremental profit of rupees 2. Apparently, the cost was 11, offer price was 10, there was loss. But if we take into account only the incremental cost means variable cost which is relevant to this order is only rupees 8 and it is compared with the offer price by customer of rupees 10, then we are getting incremental profit of rupees 2. Now, we take decision. As quoted price of special or export order is rupees 10, which is more than the variable or incremental cost of rupees 8, such order should be accepted because incremental profit of rupees 2 is nothing but contribution made by this special or export order, which is in addition to the existing business profit. Friends, this was the discussion on whether to accept or reject the such special order. But while taking decision, other factors should also be taken into account because other factors also influence special order. So, we should take into account while making decision of its acceptance or rejection various factors. First factor is effect on regular customer. If we accept this order from a special customer, what about the effect of such acceptance on our regular customer? Because if price quoted by special or export order customer is less than the price which is paid by our regular customers, the regular customers may demand price reduction or they will stop buying from us, and it would have an adverse impact on our regular or routine business. Suppose if we continue the previous example, the price quoted by special or export order customer was rupees 10, which is less than the price paid by our regular customer. Our regular customer, they are paying rupees 12 to us, and our special customer is paying rupees 10. The regular customer may demand price reduction, and if we can't reduce the price, they may stop buying from us, and it would have an adverse impact on our regular or routine business. There can be the other factor also, special order customers turning regular customers. Suppose we have received this order from our non-regular customer, but if he is happy with our first order or fulfillment of our order, he may become our regular customer. In such a situation, it is required to make changes in the price, because it would not be possible for the business to sell the goods to special offer customer on regular basis at the price quoted by the special order, because it would narrow down the existing profit margin from rupees 12 to rupees 10. So if we continue the previous example, it is required to make changes in the price from rupees 10 to rupees 12, because it would not be possible for the business unit to sell the goods to special offer customer on regular basis at price quoted, that is rupees 10 for the special offer, because if we continue with the special price, it would narrow down our existing profit margin by rupees 2, because price paid by our regular customer is rupees 12 and price quoted by special or export order customer is rupees 10. Or in long run, even result will be the loss of rupees 1, because total cost is rupees 11, and if we sell product on rupees 10, there will be a loss of rupees 1 in long run. Friends, we have seen the technique of incremental cost analysis for making decision. Let us discuss the technique of differential cost or profit analysis for making decision. We will take into account both here relevant and irrelevant cost for present situation, while relevant cost for special offer situation only, because such order should be evaluated on the basis of cost relevant to the special order situation. So in present situation, we will take into account both relevant and irrelevant cost, while for special order we will take into account the relevant cost only. Relevant cost is variable cost, and the special cost relevant to the such special offer only, and fixed cost is considered to be irrelevant for such special order. So here we will make calculation in 3 parts. We will make first calculation for the present situation, then we will make calculation for special offer situation, and then we will make the total of both the situation, present situation and special offer situation, and that will give us an idea about the differential profit analysis. Friends, from table it can be seen that in present situation we have deducted both from sales relevant cost as well as irrelevant cost. If we talk about special order situation, we have deducted only the relevant cost. Irrelevant cost is ignored. We have put 3 cross over there. So that shows that irrelevant cost will not be considered, means fixed cost will be ignored for special order situation. So from sales, if we deduct this relevant and irrelevant cost, the total cost will be deducted from sales, and we will get our profit or loss for special situation and present situation. And if we make total of both the profit, that will give us the total scenario of our business profit. For decision making, when to consider or when to accept such order, if there is profit from special offer situation, such order should be accepted, because profit is nothing but contribution made by the special or export order, which is in addition to the existing business profit. And when to reject, if there is a loss from special offer situation, such order should not be accepted, because loss into reduction in the existing business profit will be there. Let us continue the previous example. And D Limited is operating at only 70%, means 70,000 units are being manufactured. Still there is scope of 30%, means 30,000 units. The cost data is before us. The same cost data we are having: direct material, direct labor, production overhead, selling and administrative cost of rupees 1, and total we know that is 11 rupees our total cost. Out of total cost of rupees 11, rupees 3 is our fixed cost and remaining 8 is nothing but our variable cost, that is relevant cost, or we may say fixed cost is our irrelevant cost of rupees 3. Selling price is rupees 12, and suppose now we get a special order of 30,000 units for rupees 10 per unit, and you are required to suggest the company whether to accept this order or not. Let us solve this example. Under differential cost or profit analysis, we will take into account both relevant and irrelevant costs for present situation. So, for present situation, both relevant and irrelevant. Relevant means variable, irrelevant means fixed cost. While for special offer situation, we will take into account relevant cost, means variable cost we will take into account for the special order. We will not take into account fixed cost because fixed cost is irrelevant. From the table, it is clear that we have divided into two parts, relevant cost and irrelevant cost. So, first we have a list of expenditure, that is relevant cost means variable cost. So, direct material, as you know, is variable cost, direct labor is variable cost, variable production overhead is rupees 5, but out of that 60% is fixed. So, 40% is variable, means rupees 2 is variable. Selling and administrative cost is rupees 1 per unit. In this way, variable cost is means relevant cost is rupees 8, and the other part is irrelevant cost. Irrelevant cost means our fixed cost, and there is only one, that is fixed production overhead, that is 60% of rupees 5, that is rupees 3. So, rupees 3 is irrelevant cost, means our fixed cost is irrelevant, and in total we are having rupees 11. So, 8 is our relevant cost and rupees 3 is our irrelevant, and total is our 11 rupees of total cost we are having at present. Now, we carry out differential profit analysis. See, from the table it is very clear, we are having 4 columns, particulars column, second column is present situation. In present situation, we are selling 70,000 units. Special offer situation means we have received a special order of 30,000 units, and total we are going to sell 1 lakh units. So, that is our full capacity we are going to utilize. To calculate differential profit, we will deduct cost from sales. So, sales we are having as the first row. So, sales in present situation, we are having sales of rupees 8,40,000. For special offer, we are having 3 lakh of rupees sales, and in total we are having sales of rupees 11,40,000. Now, from the sales, we are going to deduct cost. We have 2 types of cost, relevant cost and irrelevant cost. Relevant cost means variable cost, and irrelevant cost means fixed cost. Relevant cost is rupees 8 per unit. So, for 70,000 units, it is 5,60,000 for the present situation, and for special offer situation, it is 2,40,000. In this way, our total relevant cost means variable cost is rupees 8 lakhs. Irrelevant cost means fixed cost is rupees 3, and that is for present situation only. So, for 70,000 units, rupees 3 is our fixed cost, that is 2,10,000, and for special offer situation, irrelevant cost is nil, 0. The reason is what? The total fixed cost is covered by the present situation, and therefore, there is no fixed cost for special offer situation, and that is why it is our irrelevant cost. And if we talk about total fixed cost or total irrelevant cost, that is 2,10,000. In this way, from sales, we will deduct cost for present situation 7,70,000, for special offer situation 2,40,000, and balance will be our total cost for total situation. Total means 70,000 plus 30,000, that is for both the situation it is total cost of rupees 10,10,000. Now, to get profit from sales, we will deduct total costs. So, for present situation, our profit is 70,000, and for the special offer situation, our profit is 60,000, and in this way, our total profit is 1,30,000. So, our profit has increased from 70,000 to 1,30,000. Now, let us take the decision. As there is increase in profit of rupees 60,000 because of this special offer situation, such order should be accepted, because profit is nothing but contribution made by this special or export order, which is in addition to the existing business profit and as a result there will be an increase in profit from rupees 70,000 to rupees 1,30,000. So this was the calculation which we have made. Now let us summarize the session. The session was focusing on one of the various short-term decision-making situations, that is acceptance or rejection of special or export offer. I am sure that this has given insight whether to accept or reject special or export offer with a view to maximize the profit of the business unit. This session will surely help you to understand difference between special or export, or we may say one time, or we may say non-recurring orders, and regular, or we can say recurring orders, and thereby to evaluate the special offer on the basis of cost relevant to the special order situation, that is variable cost. As I told you earlier, variable cost is relevant and fixed cost is irrelevant because existing total contribution of business is good enough to recover the fixed cost, and then to decide whether to accept or reject such special or export orders through application of incremental or differential cost profit analysis. This is the end of the session. We will discuss about other decision making situations found in normal course of business in sessions to come. Thanks and have a great time ahead.